You're on Coast to Coast. Hi there. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. Where are you calling from?
Utah.
Utah? What's on your mind?
Well, I had beings come and especially when I was a little girl, and they came and they would take me through time and up through space, and it sounded a lot like the same type that Billy Myers. They taught me many things. They told me it was all about love, and basically these same teachings.
Is this still happening to you?
Oh yeah. Well, they don't have. It's different now. When I was a child, you know, they would more show themselves. But they still come. They still, you know. There's an open line.
Do they say where they're from? Do they say where they're from?
I never asked.
Well, what do you mean you never asked? Why not?
But
you're not curious? You weren't curious?
Well, they said that they had a role of being guardians of the earth.
Well, yeah, George, I guess this is happening all over the planet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in different ways and in different things. People are awakened to the possibility of other dimensions. I think you even talk about there's many things happening simultaneously at the same time. So we have to play out this 3D world that you and I are living in right now.
Well, we have to, and play it out well, we will. Well, Wild Card, welcome to Coast to Coast. Hi there.
Yes, hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you talking to me? My name's Larry.
It is you, yeah.
Oh, okay, finally. Hi, back in 1978, I lived in the town of Mayapack in Putnam County in New York. We had, I guess you would call it a sighting of a UFO over the lake. It came over the police scanner. We went down to the lake, and there was a cop car there, and we all witnessed it. Following day, the cop was interviewed for the 10 o'clock news. Since then, I've been an avid watcher of the stars and stuff, and I see UFOs basically every night. They're pretty easy to spot. My question is this. I'm trying to be abducted, believe it or not. I go to a dark spot with a real bright spotlight, and I try and signal these things, and I'm wondering, how do I go about, if it ever happened, how should I react? How do I go about having a good experience?
As opposed to a bad one, huh?
Yeah, you know, you hear about this guy in Brazil or something that showed up on the shoreline with his face taken off, and so, you know, I'm wondering, are there good aliens and bad aliens?
I'm not too sure of that Brazilian thing. And if you want to make contact with the ETs, it will determine by your intent. And remember that little prayer I said, I am a human becoming, help me become? If you put out that thought, all you have to do is think it. Remember, you know, SETI and all these other programs are trying to put out frequency out into the universe. And each one of us have our own little cell phone or putting out thought. And then they can tune into the thought because it's a very thin, range.
So they do read our minds?
They can't. Well, you give them permission by doing that.
Okay.
Remember, I'm a human becoming, help me become, and you've given them permission to communicate. Now, then they'll determine what your intent is. Because what happens is if you are picked up and you are taken someplace, then what are you going to do? You can actually be like a lot of my friends, taken up, and they're not going to talk about it anymore because it gets so ridiculed.
The people laugh at them?
Of course.
Constantly. Have you been ridiculed? George? Oh, George. Where are you, George?
I get all kinds of things. But, when I do my lectures, most of the people that get up and walk away are frankly, very religious and think it's very satanic.
But have you been ridiculed a lot?
No, I really haven't.
All right. West of the Rockies, welcome to Coast. You're on the air with us. Hi there.
Hello, George. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, thanks.
Oh, good. You're doing a great job, and it's a great interview. Mr. Green, from what I've heard you say tonight, our chances for survival on this planet are not that good. If everything is controlled by the elites to the extent that you say. And I would not disagree. I think that they're controlling us with fear and manipulating us with fear. And if also you said this planet is a prison and a penitentiary, then my question is, why shouldn't we instead welcome the chance to move on to a better spiritual realm?
We do when we are, but you're being programmed since the second you're born in front of a television set, movies and everything else to get totally different. So all you're doing is being programmed to stay in the physical dimension. I mean, the final conflict that these guys have to set up in motion, when we get through reducing the world's population, then they're going to have this organized group. I mean, the New World Order is a socialist dictatorship, just so you know. And what happens is that they're going to supposedly get the army to fight the common enemy from space, and that's the ETs.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's what the final conflict's going to be all about. I mean, you go right down by some of the movies that way.
Okay, so if it doesn't sound likely that we're going to survive this.
Well, we're going to. Let's hope you do. Did you read my special message yet?
No, I haven't read it. I will. But my question, I guess, is more philosophical than anything else. Because, I mean, in truth, I would like to see this work out well. But if it doesn't, why instead should we not choose to spend the rest of our lives preparing for what sounds like an inevitable death fairly quickly due to the chaos and the control that these people have? And I would only want to survive if I knew that this would change. And as you said, this planet has been through this cycle before of destruction.
Well,
why stay?
Okay, well, the answer to that is that you don't die, the you. And you continue on your journey, however the creation has manifested you on many times and many places. Mm-hmm. And that we limit, as they say, we limit our experience to what's down here. We limit ecstasy, is what they say, to what we feel in the physical dimension.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
that's part of the control.
That's not the experience that people have on this planet. And you've described it as a prison.
That's right.
And you've said it's going to get worse.
That's right.
And they're planning to destroy us. And
well, not the ETs, our own.
No, the people on this planet, the elites.
Sure.
So my question again is, why would we want to survive this? Why would we not be better, preparing ourselves spiritually to move on to something better?
Well, I think
it has to be better than this.
Balance. You have to come in balance. You're still living in the 3D world, and don't you want to be part of creating something new? And what we've done hasn't worked. I mean, the biggest challenge of my life right now is what I'm doing right this minute. I mean, it's okay for me to go building skyscrapers and shopping centers and that kind of stuff. And, I had all the adult toys. I had, 5 airplanes, a couple yachts in the Caribbean, that kind of stuff. I had all the adult toys. What you look at now, we have mankind that has the potential for a few of us to make it through this and be able to create something new without everything that you're talking about. Come back into the spiritual balance. That's the challenge.
She said something, I think, that it was pretty poignant, and that was, what are the possibilities of the elitists creating this image of a war with ETs? And what if there is no war with an ET, but they create it in order to try to get more control of us?
Well, that's the conflict resolution. That's what they're doing anyway, all around the planet. There won't be a war with ETs. That's what they want to do, to unite what's left. Again, they can only, it's even that. They can only control the physical dimension, George. So you and I have to look at the spirit in order to continue on. They can't control that. They manipulate it.
Yeah, but how many people will really do that? Most people are pretty physical,
challenge.
Right?
Most people go back to sleep. And that's been that's been happening to me for the last 4 years since I started publishing this material. I see the books going out, and in order to see if, what they're going to do is the application of the books later. The ETs monitor every time one of these books go to somebody. They're being monitored. They'll see what they do with it. A lot of people give them away or just throw them in the trash. But that's not up for me. That's kind of the law of allowance.
All right, very good. Again, the book, he's giving out one of the books for free. Go to his website, which is linked up with coasttocoastam.com. Look for the special message for you reading and find out all about that. If you don't have a computer, it's 800-729-4131. George, thanks. I'm going to start calling you a prophet, okay?
Hey, whatever you need to, just don't call me late for dinner, right?
George Green. Steve Carr, Dan Galante, Tom Danheiser, Howard Morton, many thanks to him who helped us here in St. Louis. Lisa Lyon, Lex DeLonehood, the webmaster. Barbara Simpson, she'll be on Saturday and Sunday. Art Bell, who'll be on tomorrow night and Friday. I'm George Norrie. I'll be back Monday out of the City of Angels. Have a great weekend, everyone, at least when it starts for you, and be safe.